So this is amazing, guys, right? Usually when you're a publisher or a developer, you would never talk badly about your own game. Or you always say, like, this is the best game, this is an amazing game, we're gonna revolutionize the genre and so on. But currently, Sony is trying everything they can to stop that deal of Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard from going through. So they submitted this lengthy document to the UK government trying to underline their point why it is not right that Microsoft is buying Activision Blizzard. Basically, I mean, be aware, right? This would mean that Microsoft is wielding a lot of power about the Call of Duty franchise and a few other franchises as well. And they would have a lot of leverage to just go to Sony and say, yeah, sure, you can have Call of Duty if you pay us this much of each single game that we sell on your platform. So they want to do what they can to stop themselves being in a position where they have to pay huge amounts of money to Microsoft. Now, in this document, they talk about their franchises, right? And obviously, you can't say all our franchises are great, it's going really well, because that wouldn't underline your point of saying if Microsoft owns Call of Duty, that would put us in an unfair position. So they're ranting about Battlefield, and they're really saying it how it is. It is quite funny. So Electronic Arts, one of the largest third-party developers after Activision, has tried for many years to produce a rival to Call of Duty with its Battlefield series. This is a quote from the document. Despite the similarities between Call of Duty and Battlefield, and despite EA's track record in developing other successful AAA franchises such as FIFA, Mass Effect, Need for Speed, and Star Wars Battlefront, the Battlefield franchise cannot keep up. As of August 2021, more than 400 million Call of Duty games had been sold, while Battlefield just sold 88.7 million copies. Guys, we have failed. We hate to tell you, but we failed with Battlefield. And to be fair, obviously, it has to be said that Call of Duty releases more on a regular basis, right? In the past, they had like annual releases. Every year, there was reliably like a Call of Duty game coming out. So obviously, you're selling more if you make more games. But nonetheless, this very much reads like an admission of failure of Sony saying the quiet part out loud, that EA has basically failed to produce a game that can keep up with Call of Duty. And I made a video about it, like when Battlefield 2042 came out, when I played the beta, how much that game sucked and how shitty that game felt. In my opinion, the main reason why Battlefield cannot keep up with Call of Duty is because it's based on a shitty engine, which is the Frostbite engine, and EA keeps forcing all his developers to use Frostbite because that's the EA engine, that's the in-house engine, and it looks pretty. And it's true, it looks pretty, it's a pretty looking engine, but it feels like garbage, okay? So if you make a shooter on an engine that just looks pretty and that allows you to cut awesome trailers from it, but the game itself feels like garbage, it feels sluggish, it feels like there's like VSync on, even there is no VSync on and all that, then obviously you're going to fall behind. And nobody's going to play your game when compared to a game like Call of Duty, which in the past at least, I mean, now we have all these technical hiccups as well with the new Call of Duty where it doesn't run with enough frames and so on. But in the past, Call of Duty always ran with like 120 and more frames, even on fairly slow machines. So it felt great. It felt like you're in control of the game. So that's the competitive advantage. EA failed to realize that, and that's why they fell behind and only sold 88.7 million copies when compared to the 400 million copies that Call of Duty has sold. But I just find this funny that Sony throws EA under the bus. They're like, yeah, listen, bro, we can't pay that much money. That wouldn't be good to pay for Call of Duty every year. So these guys suck. They made a shitty game. This game really sucked. I love it. It's such a funny story. Anyway, guys, I hope you learned something today, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel down there, I believe. And I hope to see you in another video. Take care of yourselves. I'm out. Bye.